Hey, it's me. When you started this path, you learned how to see your faults on a simple surface level. That alone wasn't easy because most of us aren't used to truly watching ourselves and being honest about what we see. Over time, you went deeper. You uncovered more subtle traits in your nature. You may remember that we once talked about how every fault comes down to three basic roots: self-will, pride, and fear. If you look deeply into any shortcoming, you'll find at least one of these three at its source. And then later, you started focusing on hidden parts of your personality, like wrong ideas, confusion, and emotional conflicts that come from old misunderstandings. I encouraged you not to judge yourself too harshly or treat these findings like moral failings, rather to see them as places where you've just misunderstood life. That approach to help you stay open instead of feeling crushing guilt, so you could keep going deeper. And now we enter a third big phase. If you've gained a good overall grasp of your deeper problems, like old images or inner conflicts, it's time to notice how your basic faults, i.e., self-will, pride, and fear, live inside those problems. You might see the exact fault you recognize at the start or variations of them hidden in your more complicated issues. When you spot the misunderstandings driving your behavior and also see how they affect you and others, you can now look at them from a spiritual or ethical standpoint. In other words, if you realize a part of your conflict comes from selfishness or pride, you can see it clearly without falling into guilt or shame. Instead, it feels like a relief and a success to understand yourself better. Now, there's two main forces in the universe, two key forces impacting all of us. The first force is love. The energy that gives, connects, and transcends the small ego. In true love, you don't see yourself as the center of everything. Instead, you realize you're part of something bigger. In that higher state, you feel deeply connected to other people and life itself. The second force is self-centered isolation, the flipped version that most humans live in. In this state, no matter how many people surround you, you basically feel alone, dealing with your own joys and your own pains as if they're unique and separate. You believe nobody fully shares your exact experience. The biggest step of your spiritual growth is moving away from that self-centered state and into a deeper unity with all beings. It might sound lofty, but it's the natural direction of everyone's spiritual path, at some point at least. When you have brief moments of that unity, you feel free of your old walls. You see how all your life experiences, good and bad, carry a bigger purpose. You also feel safer, even if you know you'll still meet challenges. You don't panic in the face of pain. In the old isolating mindset, you see your emotions as something you alone create. In the new way, you sense that certain emotions, joy, sorrow, etc., already exist in the universe, like streams of energy. You simply tune into them. That doesn't mean you're not responsible for your choices. It's just that once you see emotions as bigger than just yours alone, you stop feeling quite so trapped and alone. You share universal currents with others. Now, you might worry that merging into something bigger means losing your individuality. But true unity doesn't erase you, it enriches you. Realizing you're part of a larger whole actually grows your sense of worth and happiness. In your old view, to get more for yourself, you think you have to take from others. In the new view, your well-being and others' well-being enhance each other. This shift doesn't mean you won't face difficulty. It means you'll see your troubles differently. You can accept them with courage, trusting they have meaning and won't destroy you. It's normal to resist leaving the old separate state. We fear giving up something precious, even though that something is mostly our loneliness and confusion. If you look closely, you'll notice many small ways you push back against entering a more open and loving state. Once you understand this, though, once you understand that what you're clinging to is actually your misery, you can let it go. Now, don't mistake all of this for a call to radically change your outward life. This is about the inside, noticing the old beliefs that keep you isolated and seeing how they cause you pain. As you move toward unity, your creativity flows more freely. Your inner life feels constantly refreshed, like a stream that never goes dry. You're able to give love and use your talents in a genuine way. You connect with others who share those loving currents as well. Now, keep in mind, you can't make that switch if your only goal is to fix superficial problems from childhood. Yes, understanding your childhood hurts is crucial, but it's not the final destination. The larger aim is to transform from living in isolation to living in union with all. That's what truly brings fulfillment. You solve childhood conflicts as part of that journey, not as an end in itself. When you shift your core outlook to see yourself as part of a broader, living web, your fear of the unknown eases. You realize there's a divine stream of health, vitality, and creativity flowing into anyone open to it. By approaching life with this perspective, you tune in to that continuous flow. You stop blocking it with inner resistance or confusion. Of course, this transition doesn't happen instantly, but each small step, a bit more self-awareness, a glimpse that you're in a shared emotional current, it adds up. Eventually, you find that the old separating habits lose their grip, and a newfound peace and purpose grows strong in you. All major spiritual teachings hint at the same moment of change. Now, as you work on this path, you're getting closer to it. So, my friend, don't be afraid. Dropping the illusion of separateness only gives you more of who you really are. You're not going to lose the good parts of yourself. You'll keep what matters while shedding fear and confusion. And with that freedom, you'll find that even life's hardships can't darken your sense of purpose and belonging. I'd love to hear what you think, what your experience has been. I love you. Connect soon.